It's jealousy, it's hate, it's condemnation. If you're going to tell me everybody mad at Cheyenne Bryant for not having a doctorate and not for being a relatively attractive sister who's successful in social media space, then you're being disingenuous. All of this is not about her credential. That's all I'm saying. Could most of it be about the credential? It could be, but I don't think so. Because I went through what she went through. The only difference is I was able to show and prove. You follow me? And it didn't stop the slander.
It's something to be said about not being able to show and prove. And I think
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't expect me to tear no black woman down in public, because there's people who did a whole lot worse to us than Cheyenne Bryant, and we ain't saying nothing about them.
Right.
Dr. Umar Johnson. So you have to be careful. This guy has to be careful because he has a platform and a lot of people respect his opinion and look up to him and what he has to say. He's completely wrong. It's not jealousy to hold someone accountable. You can't automatically presume that people are jealous of her when she's in the wrong. We have to hold people accountable in the black community. He's reacting off emotions because he went through the same thing where people questioning his credentials, which makes this even more serious. Black people who become popular, who are activists and things of that nature, their credentials come into question. And when you have someone like a Cheyenne Bryant who's faking their credentials, it makes it easier to question the credentials of other black people, which is why this is so serious and she must be held accountable.
When black people question someone's credentials, is that tearing someone down?
It can be, especially if their credentials ain't got nothing to do with you at all. Loon is a licensed barber, right? But Dr. Umar is all the way up in Philly saying Loon ain't got no license to cut nobody's hair.
Yeah,
what difference does it make to Dr. Umar in Philly whether Loon got a barber's license or not? I'm not in Tennessee. I'm not in Nashville. I don't need him to cut my hair. If I'm making a deal about Loon's license and the license ain't got a damn thing to do with me, it's because I got a problem with Loon, not his.
Furthermore, he then goes to say that, if Loon is a barber in Nashville, Tennessee, that don't got nothing to do with him in Philly. First of all, it's a logical fallacy to compare someone claiming they're a doctor in psychology to someone being a barber. A psychologist is going to work with people who are going through psychological issues, give them advice on things that are a matter of the brain and psychiatrics and psychiatry. Okay? People who are thinking about self-deletion will go to a psychiatrist or go to an expert in psychology. That is very serious. That is different than a barber. But let's use the barber analogy. If a guy is a barber and he's not licensed, and then he's cutting young boys' head, giving them a haircut, cutting young men's head, giving them a haircut. He's not licensed. He doesn't know how to clean his tools, his clippers and things like that. He's giving people infections and things like that. That is something that can happen. So then if you say, hey, I know this dude who's cutting all these people's head. He's not licensed, so be careful because he may not be cleaning his tools properly and things like that. That's looking out for your community. That's what people who are holding Cheyenne Bryant accountable are doing. They're looking out for the community. So it's never hate to call someone out and just say, hey, show proof. It's real easy to show proof.
Or we can think about black excellence and we can say, yo, you're masquerading, your integrity is on the line as well. It's like, yo, you're masquerading as something that you're not. You're not a doctor.
Really?
So what are you doing?
So here's what I'm going to say to that, and I agree with you. Here's what I'm going to say to that, though. We cannot practice selective morality, Loon. You can't pick and choose who you want to hold accountable. It's the same thing with the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, right? They said it wasn't no school. It was a fake school. I was breaking into a building, taking pictures of a property I didn't own, right? And people said, Dr. Umar, you got all the proof. Why don't you just show the proof? Because I don't owe them anything. They didn't donate to this project. Their children ain't going to FDMG. I do not make myself accountable to people who are not accountable to me. I don't. And we can't practice selective morality, Loon. If we're going to say Cheyenne Bryant is wrong, I can name 10 black people right now. 10 black people popular in social media space who call themselves doctor who don't have a damn doctorate.
This is my doctoral dissertation. All right. It's real easy to pop this out. Everyone has one who wrote their dissertation. All right. We know this. The side, it says, your title. She could just pop out with this. Show her dissertation. It's over. Instead of playing games coming online with a robe that could be ordered on Amazon. All right. So stop making excuses for this person who is lying and playing with people. Then he said, I can name 10 people who are calling themselves a doctor and they're popular and they're on social media and they don't have a doctorate. Who? Name them. so that we can hold those people accountable as well. It's real simple. Everyone should be held accountable. And then you can decide, hey, there are going to be some people who pick and choose, but then there's some people like myself who's going to hold everyone accountable. I have a doctorate. There's no space for people to not have an actual doctorate, especially with something as serious as psychology, and be going out here claiming to have a doctorate. There's no space for that. So stop claiming that people are just hating and it's not that serious and it's none of your business. It is our business. She services the black community. She's a black woman giving black people advice. You don't see her in no other spaces. She's in the black community. She's on Shannon Sharp. She's talking to Cam Newton. She's on Tonight's Conversation. Her community is the black community. We have to hold her accountable. It is our business. The community is our business.